See, when someone is looking for a fault in you, most likely they'll find it. If you start looking for dark spots in a white cloth, you're going to start seeing them. Where they are actually there or not, the fact is you'll start seeing those dark spots. That's what fault finding is. And many of us, I think, do this. Amupimpira fye omunebe kumupimpira okumuyimina fye. Pakafye usange fye obulimo bwako. Pakafye usange fye ekirubo kyako. And definitely you will make sure that you find it. And this is the attitude of the Pharisees towards Jesus and his disciples. Washo omuntu nga nakupimpira. Ibembe kikupimpira. Nakuyimina fye. Mpaka fye. So, in whatever Jesus does and his disciples, the Pharisees want to see dark spots. And immediately they see those dark spots. What do? They begin to magnify them so that everybody should see. So these dark spots should overshadow the white spots, should overshadow the brighter side. So whether those dark spots are actually there or not there, the fact is the Pharisees have seen dark spots. Whether by illusion or reality, they have seen the dark spots. And they want the whole community, the whole world to see those dark spots and to condemn Jesus and his disciples because of what they have seen. So they will see those dark spots in your life and they're going to recruit a few disciples, to themselves so that the gang is bigger against you. And then they will ensure that you go down with the dark spots that they have seen. Jesus is challenging the Pharisees when they begin to talk about the issue of the Sabbath. Because it's a great opportunity for the Pharisees to bring Jesus down and his disciples. Everybody in the community understands what a Sabbath is. And for the Jews, it was a sacrosanct thing. If they see you doing any form of work on the Sabbath, oh my God, it's like you have killed a human being. It's like you have insulted God in the most serious manner. And so when they see the disciples of Jesus picking grain, and then they begin to say, but why are you doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath? You're not supposed to pick anything on the Sabbath. And if we have to extend this further, even if you find your own child has fallen in a well, in a ditch, wait until the Sabbath is over for you to pick that child out. Because immediately you begin to do that, you are doing some kind of work, and that is against the Sabbath. Wait until the Sabbath. It's like saying wait until your child has died, or wait until your animal has died. That's when you can do something about it. That's how they stretch the issue of the Sabbath. And Jesus is challenging that attitude. Jesus is not against the Sabbath. He is a Jew himself. He understands, he knows the importance of the Sabbath in the life of the Jews, in the community of the Jews. He knows. He's born in that community. But what he doesn't agree to is how they take the Sabbath. To what extent should we observe the Sabbath? And in his challenging, towards the end of the gospel, what does it say? The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. The Son of Man, referring to himself, that I am Lord of the Sabbath. The Sabbath is not above me. The Sabbath is below me. The disciples are picking grain. These are disciples of Jesus. And so, if they are disciples of Jesus and they are doing what they are doing, it means Jesus has permitted them or has given them, a green light to say, it is okay for you to do what you're hungry. Eat something. There's something to eat here. You are hungry. Pick it and eat it. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not insulting God. So he, being the Lord of the Sabbath, has given that permission, but the Pharisees do not take it. And he turns to them and says, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. What are we trying to pick from this? What we are trying to pick from this is what we are referring to as fault finding. The Pharisees are looking for a fault even where there is no fault. And I think each one of us has been a victim of such a thing, of such a circumstance, where people just want to find a fault in you until they find it, until they see it. And the question is, how do you react? What is your response to people that are looking for faults in you? Is it to fight back? Is it to insult back if they're insulting? Is it to slap back if they're slapping you? What about Jesus? How does he respond to fault finding? Jesus responds to fault finding with a challenge, and not with a fight, with a challenge. And uses that opportunity also to teach what a Sabbath is, to teach what the law, how the law is supposed to be observed, to teach the correct thing. We too can use, an opportunity of fault finding if we are victims in order to teach those that are looking for faults in us. Yeah. We can use that as an opportunity to teach them what is correct. Of course, we are human beings, and so the temptation is to kukauka. Efe chiba yonse mfwa kula nsonso mbafi. Mfwa mkachisanga. That is our attitude. Usually want to react in that manner. But Jesus doesn't want us to react, because you cannot fight fire with fire. I mean, you can't quench fire with fire, so to say. Our attitude is that of love, that of compassion, that of kindness. Even as we respond, as we speak, it is, with the spirit of love, the spirit of correcting, and correcting in a proper manner, the spirit of teaching, and teaching in the proper manner. Of course, many people will fight faults in you, and they'll say all sorts of things about you. But what they are saying is definitely different from what God is saying about you. And I think that for us as Christians is the consolation that we need, to say, yes, you might be able to find a fault in me, quite all right, and magnify it and tell it to the world, write it on Facebook, write it on TikTok, write it everywhere else, want to write it on billboards and all that. Fine. But what you are saying about me is different from what God is saying about me. What you know, the kind of person I am, is different from what God knows. And that in itself is our strength. Amen.